Yes, guys, and welcome back to the Irish Hotspur with your boys, Dave and Jack, as we are back here watching the under-21s following last week's excellent 5-0 win at Colchester United in the EFL Trophy. But today, we return to Premier League 2 duties, looking to keep our 100% record start to the season going. Under-21s unbeaten across all competitions. That's the Premier League 2 Cup, the Premier League, and the Football League trophy. So very good start to the season for the under-21s, Jack. Jacko.
Yeah, I mean, two teams at the top of the league, two teams that are sharing a bit of a nice golden spell at this moment in time. You must say the under-21s, the way that they kind of have lined up against teams recently, it sort of looks a bit unfair, almost a bit too easy for them. I hope that's in a way the case today, but I hope it's almost, I was saying to you in the back end, hopefully not too much the case, because I'm not always the biggest fan of, the Sheffield United, Newcastle 8-0, type of score lines. So it could be an interesting one. I think you told me beforehand that Stoke City, or at least the Stoke City under-21 side, they're a bit further down the table, so they are going to maybe sit a bit more defensively, kind of a low block sort of kind of style. And this Spurs side, they're very similar to the Postecoglou. They're very free-flowing, attacking, positive, but when you get met with kind of a more negative, more kind of a defensive, organized type of system, that can cause teams problems. That can cause, some frustrations, and we'll see if that ends up happening today. Hopefully not. Get to see more action from June Suits Up Bell, hopefully. Maybe some Jamie Donley action. They were terrific last game, as was plenty of other players in that team. I really enjoyed the back line as well. I thought the fullbacks were great, as were the center backs. Looking forward to just, Dave, kind of a bit of a palate cleanser after this North London derby. It kind of feels like, we can sort of chillax and, watch our under-21s now, just go and spank a team and, continue to ride out the good vibes from yesterday. The Gooner tears are continuing to rain down in Brooklyn. I'm kind of not too happy about that. It continues to rain and rain and rain and rain. Hopefully the sun of, the mighty Tottenham Hotspur shines through one day, and then, Dave, doing all right other than that. Doing all right.
No. Look, of course, continuing on the good vibes from yesterday's North London derby draw, which feels like a victory considering the moaning that they're doing today and yesterday after the game. We've upsettled them. We've rubbed some salt into the wounds, probably squeezed a little bit of lemon on top just to add that little bit more pain. And it really is hurting them. And look, they know. And the reason why is because they know, right? They're 4 or 5 years into their project, 750 million spent. We're 6 games in, and they know our project is already way more exciting than theirs. Give it a year. We've overtook them. It's that simple. So carry on, crying Gunners. Absolutely love that. The under-21s, however, they are also in for a shot, if they can continue this run of form, in for a shot at the league title of a league they got relegated from last year. Due to rule changes, they stayed in that league, and now they're very top of it. They smashed City opening day 5-0, smashed Newcastle 4-0. They beat Blackburn, they beat Fulham, they beat Sunderland in the Cup 4-3. Of course, beat Colchester 5-0 as well. So if they can continue this run of form, they're also they have a very good chance of doing a treble this season, but also unbeaten like the senior team. Now, let's go through the lineup. Of course, we have Josh Keady in goals, the Irish kid, very, very good with his feet. A bit suspect last week with a couple of maybe push-outs into dangerous areas, but, let's see how he gets on today. Then we have Ashcroft at right back. Lyons Foster, great run through the midfield last week, actually setting up a goal, but he's back in centre-back tonight, not playing centre midfield, and he partners Alfie Dorrington, my boy, which I predict will make a Tottenham debut somewhere in the future. No Ashley Phillips tonight, not even on the bench, so interesting to see or find out why not. And then at left-back, you have Charlie Sayers. Then in centre midfield, Niall John is back. Don't know where he was last week, but he's back in the midfield today, along with Craig, who had an awesome game last week at Colchester in the midfield. And then our boy Donley is back, looking like he's going to take up that cam role. Santiago probably again on the left. Sunsup Bell, who was very impressive in 2 goals last week, on the right-hand side. And then up front, Will Lancashire, of course, Felice being called up to the bench on the senior team yesterday, so we weren't expecting him to be here today, but Will Lancashire is up front. And then on the bench, we have Maguire, Abbott, Robson, who came off the bench last week, along with Casanova, and then also Kieran Mayton, who was absolutely phenomenal in last year's final. So that's your starting lineup tonight. Look, Stoke, like Jack alluded to, they are bottom of the table. Tottenham are top of the table. So it's going to be one of them games where, it just requires a little bit of patience to try and break them down, Jacko.
Yeah, it's going to require some patience. It's going to require some genius, some creativity from some of our lovely, talented wonder kids that we have to pick from. I'm again looking forward to Junsu Tsepel, who was really good at cutting in on his left foot. Seemed like he was actually a right-footed player, but was very good at actually cutting inside. I think it kind of two ways, that he could sort of take on his man. That will definitely be useful. Lancashire is just sort of like a big, athletic sort of striker for his age. So maybe, when we get some balls into the box, he could definitely be useful to us. And Jamie Donley, who I think is, I would guess, is sort of leading the league, amongst his peers, for, kind of assists as well as some other creative numbers, I would imagine. So he definitely is going to be very useful today. I don't know. I'm like thinking that it's a strange one, right? I don't watch enough under 21s to say that, kind of defensive low block sort of type of systems really work out when you have just such talented players like we have, in the academy. You kind of think that they would be capable of breaking it down pretty easily, or maybe I'm just kind of a bit naive and, haven't watched enough under 21s yet. But I would think that it'd be more the case in kind of like the Premier League or kind of, championship kind of, sort of levels where, that low block defensive type of system can really frustrate teams. And even if they have good players, can still, just cause a lot of teams, those kind of frustrations where today, I don't know. I feel like they're going to handle it, maybe because they sort of expect it too. Maybe they're sort of used to teams, setting up this way against them sometimes. So they probably already have, a few ideas of how to break it down.
Yeah, look, I would like to think so, Jacko. But look, we've got more than enough creative players in there, right? Stun Sutbell we've seen last week. Very good on the ball, composed, can take people on, can score outside the box. Jamie Donley's also proven that, right? He took the game to Colchester, picking up the ball, driving at them. And what I will say, Jack, is that's probably on my end. 1 second.
No, that's my fault. That was my fault.
We've got we've got players that aren't afraid to run at people and take them out of the game. I don't think it's going to be a lot of the case where you're going to see boring sideways passes. We do have players that want to get on the ball and make things happen. Santiago's another one. That front three that play behind Will Lancashire, they will look to get at players, which I find will be very, very interesting. For me, that's how you beat these teams, Jack. Yes, you've got to move the ball around, but when you sense an opportunity, you have to drive at them and take players on. And we've got 3 brave kids behind Lancashire that will go out and do that. So let's see how they get on today. It'll be very, very interesting. Midfield will be good as well. Niall John in there. Craig was superb against Colchester. Interesting to see how the back line gets on with the change in there. With Brooklyn Lions Foster going in beside Alfie Dorrington. Interestingly, again, Alfie Dorrington on the left-hand side. And as we know, Jack, he'll sit on the ball, wait for people to press him, and then pop it out wide so that we can get our attacks going as well.
Yeah, definitely. Matthew Craig, I thought, had a good game last game too. We'll see if he can kind of continue that from last time out. I don't know. With Colchester, just sort of, I'm not sure if they fielded some of their better players or maybe some of their worst players in that competition. I just don't know. You just feel like that was a much tougher sort of test and much tougher team because they're probably far more physical. They have maybe some players that are definitely better than maybe the average one that they might come up against, at their sort of level. And it did feel like there was some sort of test for them that they had to sort of get through in that first 20 minutes. Like, would Stoke City really offer, a huge test in that first 20 minutes, kind of like Colchester did? I'm not too sure. And so it's just I'm curious if it's just going to be, the same type of game, from minute 1 till minute 90. And it's just us kind of, just basically camping outside their box, unleashing attack after attack, which will be fun. We get to see a lot of the ball. But the midfield definitely make some changes for sure. Niall John, I think he had some action last time that we watched him, but I think it was more that, what was it? Did he start last time? I don't really even remember.
No, Lyons Foster was in the midfield against Colchester along Craig.
Yeah, I do remember that.
Centre back.
Him and Craig were terrific. Him and Craig were terrific in midfield. I actually thought they had a very good partnership. And Lyons Foster, the way he was playing, you wouldn't even think that he was a center back, actually, the way that he was playing kind of in midfield. He was very comfortable in there. But Niall John, I think it's someone that we kind of have been aware of for quite a long time. It feels like, he hasn't really had, those maybe moments or, hasn't taken those moments. I'm not sure which one, to really break into that first team. And
well, Nuno gave him an opportunity, didn't he? Pre-season, and I think in Europa Conference League as well, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, Nuno. And we knew even that actually, despite, Nuno obviously not being a popular one, he actually did have a bit of some sort of relationship with the academy. We knew that was the case when we first sort of hired him and we had to do the research on him. He did sort of like to, use the academy kids. But yeah, I'm curious to see what Niall John and Craig are like. They're not really the tallest midfielders, but they are very good on the ball. So be curious to see how that also goes. Maybe, we might lose out in some of the physical battles. Stoke City actually do look like they have some pretty large players, as they always do, Dave. I think Stoke City, they always have to have at least, 4 or 5 players in their lineup. It feels like that are always absolute ginormous trees of players.
Yeah.
At least that's what I remember. When I grew up, it always felt like Stoke City had the largest of players, and that's not even including Peter Crouch.
Yeah, no, there's a few big boys there, all right. But then you look at the likes of Will Lancashire, Dorrington, number 9 and number 5 beside each other. They're absolutely huge as well. So, it'd be a good battle, Jack. Let's wait and see. Look, I don't know much about Stoke. I just know that they're down the bottom, and from sort of research that I've gathered, that they're more than likely just going to sit back. But look, that old saying, right? Can you go to Stoke on a Monday night and get a result? Well, let's see if the under-21s can do that. And if they do, they'll just continue on their good form, remain unbeaten, and hopefully this result tonight will propel them to the top of the league, because they're joint top. Where, I think I can't remember who, but there's goal difference, I think, separating it. So, this win tonight could send them to the top. Stoke City here are going to play 5 across the park, 2 in midfield with 3 up front. So, Stoke City are going to play a bit of a Conte formation, actually, Jack. Very, very interesting.
And they do have an itch in their team.
Huh?
It looks like they have an itch. They have an itch in there, Dave. It looks like his name is Jojic or Jojic.
Oh, yeah, Jojic.
So that could be dangerous for so someone to look out for, maybe for the Stoke City attack. Just quickly, Dave, I wanted to say hello to some of the people in the chat here. We have Paro Miguel Escoberto. Good to see you, Paro. Always good to see you, my friend. Terry Betts in the house. Come on, the under-21s. Big up to you, Terry. Flat Cap Pete's in the house as well. Big up to Greeny. Hopefully you're keeping well, Marlon Green, this evening. He's saying, loving the new intro. I'm glad that you're liking it, Marlon. And he also says as well, anyone know if you can find this game on IPTV, or is it Spurs Play only? We're going on Spurs Play. Best of luck to you, elsewhere, Marlon Green. I encourage you to get creative. Big up to you, my man. Dave H in the house as well. Big up, Dave and Jack. Come on, you Spurs. Hope you guys are good. Yeah, we're doing all right, Dave H. Thanks for joining us this evening, my friend. DB's in here as well. Always good to see you, DB. Thank you for joining us as well. Berbatov, Halftime Smoke, one of the best names in the house. Always good to see him in here. And he's saying Bashcroft. He's going to be bashing them all up. Absolutely right, Berbatov. United Spurs of America's in here. Good to see you, Jacob. Joseph's in here too. Always good to see you, Joseph. Really do appreciate it, my man. Spurs 89. Joshua, good to see you, Joshua. Still Call, good to see you, Still Call. He's going for a 4-1. Hopefully you're keeping well, Wayno. And I believe you have a certain workmate or something like that. Someone I know is close to you that's a gooner. And I bet you've been giving them earfuls, Wayne. I bet you've been giving them earfuls.
I was down in the local last night, so he was giving it the big one. That's what I like to hear from Wayno. Stoke City with the crossbar straight into Keely's. Pat, 1 minute in, guys. Yeah, that's Wayno. He goes down to local, doesn't he? And his brother's a Chelsea fan.
Far too many nice cars near the goal there. I wouldn't be parking it that close to the goal in case of a rogue shot.
And the team bus behind it as well, Jack. I wouldn't be surprised if Stoke has.
No, he parked the team bus. Team bus was smart to park as far away as they did. It was more all the Maseratis and all the Mercedes. Up front. I would say that was a little. Maybe they arrived late.
Well, at least we know if we need a team bus, Jack, it's only a couple of minutes away. We can get that easily backed up onto the pitch in front of the goal.
Maybe that's, yeah. Also, I do enjoy this angle. We get much more of a close-up on these players.
It's a bit of a shocking angle, if you want me to be brutally honest.
I'm being kind to it.
He's got all them windows up there in the clubhouse he could be set up upon along that ledge there. Get a good overall.
One of those cars up front is the Spurs Play cameraman. He must have not gotten the best angle in the house. Maybe he had the last picks.
This is like a POV view. What they call a point of view. That's what it is.
Yeah, kind of like sort of like a My Player FIFA career, sort of angle.
yeah. That's exactly. Oh! Will Lancashire trying to get across and cover the keeper, block down the keeper. It's gone out for Tottenham throw-in. Big up Shawnee Malik.
Like a nice
great to see you. Dan Davenport, Sarah Race as well. And Spurs 89. Jack Wayno says, I only found one gooler today, and that's only because he was on the same crew.
It looks like a nice evening in Stoke. Nice, beautiful skyline, pink skies. They're all gone for the short sleeves, so it must not be that cold or anything.
Nah, it's
looks nicer there than it does here. Looks nicer there than it does here. I wish I was playing. Oh, they turned it over though, Stoke. They turned it over in a bad situation for
us. Quickly shoots. It's gone right across the face of the goal.
Wide, but skews it wide, the Stoke player. But they turned over the ball kind of in a bad situation for us in midfield. good chance for that. Good chance for them, and he shoots it wide.
Got away with one there. I need to wake up a little bit, but they're going to do that. They're going to look to turn the ball over midfield, or in defence, and they're going to spring attacks very, very quickly, Stoke City. Dorrington. Interesting, Dorrington's gone over to the right side of the back, and Lyons Foster's on the left side. Usually Dorrington plays on the left side.
Big up to Congo 108. Big up to Jason Lewis. Thank you, my man. Big up to, as well, Shawnee Maddox Aires. Absolute legends. Appreciate you guys tuning in here. Tyrell Ashcroft bombing down the wing. Bashcroft bashing it in.
Well, Stoke out again. They're in behind Charlie Sayers. He does well. Does well to track the running and deal with it in the end. Bashcroft, I love that. Any other good nicknames for any of the under 21 players? Get them in the chat. And hashtag Don Bomb in the chat as well, everyone. Let's manifest he's going to score today. I really do enjoy doing these under 21 watch-alongs.
Big up to Scotty Hynam. Hopefully you're keeping well this evening, Scotty.
Stoke City. With a bit of possession here. Just passing it around, trying to move the Tottenham players around and find some space. It's all right. Sun's up.
Sun's up, Bell. Oh, powering.
Oh, the soup kitchen on, lucky. Sun's up, Bell, soup kitchen. Tottenham looking to press a little here.
Playing all the way back to the keeper. Stoke going long. Ooh, nice bit of control.
He took that down well. Is that your boy, Jay? Jacko, is that the itch?
Yo-yitch. It had to have been the touch of an itch. Dorrington.
Composure.
Lovely from Dorrington.
He wants it again. Marauding on the outside.
Yeah, he's like a young Romero.
Craig. He's a bit like Skippy, isn't he, Craig? Just gets stuck in, turns ball over. Sunsup Bell. Into one of the Cray twins.
Sunsup Bell.
Tottenham just looking to keep possession here for a little minute.
Out wide to Lyons Foster.
See, Brennan Johnson has to go for a scan, Jack.
I did not.
Yeah, he has to go for a scan on his hamstring.
Already, poor guy.
Yeah.
It's unlucky.
That's disappointing. We need the prophecy of Gil Messi to return quickly.
Turn it over again.
He's a big boy, that centre midfielder, isn't he? Look at the size of him. Craig absolutely manhandled him. Oh no, Donley.
Donley, all the skills.
Absolutely manhandled that centre midfielder. Put him to the ground. Craig out to Lyons Foster, looking to get the play back underway nice and quickly. Starting to up the tempo here a little. Craig looking for options. Stoke just sitting in. Jeez, they've got every man behind the ball. They probably want our team bus on there next. Craig. It's a poor pass.
Pick up Andy Wen. Hopefully you're keeping well, Andy.
Tottenham throw in. Jacob saying this angle is madness. It is, my man. It's a joke. It's absolutely a joke. Andy Nguyen says Ashley Phillips under 21's one to watch. He definitely is one to watch, my man. Unfortunately not playing this evening. I don't know where he is. Don't know why.
Look at the people in that tower above there. Even they have a better angle than we do. That's what I'm saying. I think our cameraman arrived late.
You think with the amount of people that bought Spurs play that, they'd be able to get a good camera angle somewhere. Jesus Christ, even set it up on top of the team.
That's why they're going to have to increase the price for next year.
That's what we'll be told, Jack. It'd be 70 quid next year.
Yeah, so that they can bring a stanchion with them.
Crowdfunding. But like what we had to do with teams years ago, you go to your local...
That'd be pretty intense, though. Imagine that. That'd be pretty awesome. To bring a whole stanchion with you for 121 just to set up the cameraman. That'd be pretty great.
Surely they have a cherry picker lying around there somewhere that they can get the cameraman up there. That's all they need, Jack, is a cherry picker.
Ooh, nice bit of forward play from the number 9 again for Stoke.
Bashcroft! Bam, bam.
Bashcroft one-on-one with their winger. Oh, he gets stuck in.
Oh.
Well done, Bashcroft.
He's living up to Berbatov's halftime
Got a little
smokes name.
Pedro in him. He's feisty.
Tottenham. As soon as Stoke lose the ball, Jack, they just get straight back into shape. They've no interest in pressing us whatsoever or coming out for it. Jesus, that number 9 is big. That's got to
Wayne
be
Bonner
Mitch.
saying, is Craig one of the youngsters who... Wayne Bonner saying, is Craig one of the youngsters who came on against Leeds last game of the season? I think that was... What's his name, Dave? Oliver Iro? Or was that someone else?
No, it was not Abbott. It was Abbott, and I think Craig could have been one of them, yeah.
Abbott, yeah.
There was 2.
And then, I guess, yeah, there were 2, so it could have been Craig as well. Maybe Wayne Bonner's correct. I agree, Zara. Sunset Bell is a great name, but it doesn't top Dante Casanova.
Yeah, that's something they... You'll see that guy on Love Island if he doesn't make it as a footballer. He'd be on Love Island. Name like that. Casanova.
He has to be like a radio presenter. You can see him have like his own talk sports show.
Donley with a great... Oh, keeper comes out and claims it. Look how quickly they're looking to spring the attack. He goes long in behind Tottenham defence.
Yeah, keeper looks lovely. Lovely from the keeper.
Craig mops it up. That's super.
Craig. That was classy.
Sits him down with a couple of steps.
That was lovely from their keeper.
That was a good kick.
Like a young Bazunu there, the way he pinged it.
Donley. Keep giving it to him. He's the creator.
Thinking about a future Don Bomb.
Manifesting it.
Lions Foster.
That poor number 9 for Stoke has one long evening ahead of him, chasing shadows. That's all he's going to be doing, because the rest of his teammates sit back and he just has to put some sort of pressure on the back three of Tottenham.
What's Stoke City doing with a vending machine? It's like a vending machine inside.
If Conte was manager, that'd be ripped out.
Yeah. Yeah, Stoke number 9 is a big boy.
Huge.
I don't think he's the itch, though. I think it's the guy on the right that's the itch. Who's also quite tall, but he looks more like a Ilicic type of build. Tall and lanky. Number 11.
Tottenham building up here down the left-hand side.
Ooh, tried to spray it into the box, but...
Poor cross. Stoke City are out
Dorrington
here.
one-on-one with their winger.
Forces the winger to go back.
They're not decent on the ball.
They're decent on the ball. They're just going to be very frustrating to break down. It's going to be a very long evening. They literally,
I would say they've been better on the ball than we have.
Yeah. They sit 10 men behind the ball. It's going to be impossible to break them down. The Great Wall of Stoke.
But in possession, I'm saying they're not giving it away.
No, they're not.
They're not giving away as much as a team. Yeah, they're not giving it away as much as a defensive team would.
Colchester gave it away a lot more than this.
Correct. Yeah.
Sun's up. To Dorrington. To Big D. Gone out to Brooklyn Lions Foster. Rawr. He's just walking out with the ball. Stoke have no interest in pressing them whatsoever. Rules of engagement from Stoke. Engage at the halfway line only. Sun's up. Dorrington. Oh, it's going to be a very long evening. Skinny Lee, we're watching the game on Spurs Play, my man. Spurs Play. Orsham says, how to get Spurs Play? Do we need a card? Something I can't sign up at all. Can you teach me? Just do it through the Spurs website, my man.
Oh!
Come on!
Decent chance.
I thought it was in the back of the net.
Santiago.
Thought it was in.
He's had very few touches, but he, arrived in the box here. Jamie Donley whipping it in. Or no, sorry, Sunset Bell whipping it in. Deflected from a bad clearance. Decent chance. Sprays it over the top of the bar.
Their keeper looks like he's 30 years of age.
I know, he looks... He could be. I mean, yeah, I mean, it could be like a Lucas Moura situation.
Yeah, I know. Stoke are just not coming out whatsoever.
Yeah, I love it. There's nothing better than a striker just walking back and forth, like not even pressing, like the way that he is right now. There's really nothing more pleasing to watch. That's the life of a good striker.
All Tottenham have had to
back
do,
and forth.
Yeah, all Tottenham have had to do is just pass it across the back three. There's nothing on. They can't get in behind Stoke. Can't pass it through them right now either. Dorrington on the ball, looking for a run. Goes out wide to Sunsup Bell. Donley comes out to support him. He delivers a dumb bomb.
Oh, whips it in, but
the man child comes out to collect
not really to anyone.
Stoke with the switch of play.
Stoke City's starting to go long now, maybe more.
Yeah.
Oh, but they've knocked Donley off the ball there.
Will Lancashire on the press.
Back to rotating amongst their back five. Oh, they go long over the top. Easy for Keeley to collect.
Tottenham need to just start quickening up the football a little. They have to realise Stoke ain't going to press, so they're going to have to start playing that ball quicker. Craig. Out to Donley. Or Dorrington, sorry. Dorrington over to Brooklyn Lions Foster. They're waiting for someone to come and press them, because you look at against Colchester, right? Dorrington stayed on the ball till someone came and pressed them. Oh, they're in behind. What by Dorrington? Sunsup Bell.
Oh, great pullback. Sunsup Bell.
Yes! Santiago! No, it's not. It's Niall John.
15 minutes in.
It's Niall John.
Niall John. Thought it was Thiago Santiago. My bad, Niall.
No, I thought it wasn't.
Well done to Niall John.
Come on, John.
Followed it. Nice sort of poacher's effort from him. He followed up, some a decent shot from Jamie Donley. Great work from Sunsup Bell following it up. Jamie Donley, shot on goal, and then it's Niall John to finish it home. Hits it into the ground, into the middle of the net. Nice and easy.
Jeez, John looks tiny beside Will Lancashire. Tottenham won 1-0 to the good. Good play by Donley, and then Sunsup Bell. Absolutely. Great play by Sunsup Bell. Dummies the cross, sends the Stoke player flying, and then just has the composure to put it back to Donley. Good effort by Donley. He had his hands up like that. I think he thought he celebrated. He was going to score, and then good save by the keeper. Niall John just there. Like Jack said, a real poacher's effort.
In a way, though, it was all actually from just kind of good hustle and just sort of play by Sunsup Bell, because I think it was Dorrington, right? They were waiting to be pressed. Dorrington, in a way, just kind of frustratingly just sort of hit it long. He was just like, whatever. And Sunsup Bell ran after it enough to force the Stoke City player to make a mistake, because the Stoke City player should have been able to clear it. But he was pressed, I guess, enough that he made a mistake. And when you force them into mistake in those sort of positions, it can lead to a big opening. And then he did very well to dummy his man and to beat his man. And it was a good shot from Donley. The shot forced the keeper to have to parry it. Like, the keeper definitely is not going to be able to catch that. So in a way, I wouldn't even say that's bad keeping at all. I think it was a good shot from Donley, and then Niall John's in the right place at the right time.
No, absolutely spot on, Jack. Oh, absolutely. Who would you say is your favourite player of the under-21s, Jack? Have you got one? Or have you got a couple?
It's hard to say, really. I think you just have to go with sort of Donley, in the sense that he is kind of like a real number 10 from the academy. I didn't know much about Sunsup Bell, but the more I watch him, I really like him, because I like the fact that he's tall. He seems also very strong, but he's very technically good on the ball, like almost in a way like a Kulusevski, right? Where he's tall and very good dribbler, agile. So I actually really like the pair of them right now. And from what I've been watching them, they do seem to be kind of the two best players up top. I know a lot of people were really raving about Santiago, and I do agree. But maybe from the games that I've watched, I've been more impressed with kind of Soonsup Bell as well as Donley.
I absolutely agree, Jack. For me, I think Sunsup Bell's been outstanding. Donley's my favourite, and also Dorrington. Them two, I have them on a par. Dorrington and Donley, I absolutely love them too, and I think they will come true and eventually get a first team appearance. And I think Sunsup Bell as well. You know, there's been a lot of praise.
He's a true right winger. He seems like a real right winger, like a Sunsup Bell, like a true forward. I don't know if he's really exactly a striker's type. He seems to almost so technically good that you'd be maybe not playing to his best attributes if you throw him up front, you know, but he seems big enough that he could probably handle him. Oh, maybe even a Cody Gakpo is not even a bad comparison, you know, with sort of like a tall, lanky, sort of technically good player. And so I always am a big fan of those kind of guys. Always. And Jamie Donley, I mean, it is not small either. I think, you know, he's a big number 10, and it's also nice to have a talented number 10. It's nice to have a talented number 10 in the academy.
Yeah, no, absolutely, Jack. I think, look, for me, I definitely think Donley, of course, Ashley Phillips, you got Sunsup Bell, and I think Dorrington. I think they're all knocking on the door. You know, FA Cup, if we get a nice early round fixture to be able to at least get a couple of minutes. Could there be a penalty there on John? But you're right about Santiago, Jack. I think, look, with Santiago, right, a lot of the hype came about him earlier on in the season. There was a couple of games in the trot where he scored a brace. But look, I think with Santiago, this is the thing. I think he goes through hot streaks and then he goes missing, you know, for little periods. And I think like he needs to develop a bit more consistency. Colchester, he found it
I haven't seen him on the ball as much. Like in both matches that I've watched this season, you see far more of Jude Sunsup Bell as well as Jamie Donley on the ball, kind of making things happen. Maybe it's a bit unfair to say that with Donley's case because he is expected to be on the ball as sort of the number 10. But yeah, that's what I would say is Sunsup Bell sometimes seems to make more impact when actually in possession. And also we just seem to go down his side more often. I'm not sure why that is, but we seem to go down his side more often too.
Well, he's direct, isn't he? As soon as he gets the ball, he wants to make things happen.
Good play from the Stoke City player.
Players get stunned.
Donley.
Good clearance.
Craig, good block. Nice block from Craig. Stoke City, this first time they've been in our half for a while now.
We haven't even been able to get Will Lancashire into the game yet.
No. It was definitely, I wouldn't say it was a completely fortunate goal. I mean, it was a mistake initially from the defender from Stoke, but we did pretty well afterwards.
Punished them. Lethal. That's what we need to be.
Yeah, we did punish them for it. But it wasn't exactly a gift. I wouldn't put it in that category.
No. But you have to take your chances in these games. You know, when they're going to sit 11 men behind the ball like they have been doing, you have to take, you know, even if it's a scrappy goal, you have to take it. You know, and that'll change their game plan a little bit later on in the game. And then hopefully then we can take the game away from them a little if they become a bit more expansive.
Yeah. Wayne Bonner saying, is Alejo Valise on the bench? I believe he is not. Isn't that right, Dave? Since he was on the bench yesterday with Spurs.
Yeah, he was on the bench yesterday with Spurs, so he's not on the bench today. But also Postecoglou said that he's very impressed with him, you know, last week, you know, with what he's seen between the Colchester game and training. So I think, you know, he'd probably be one that you might see up in and around the senior team a bit more, especially with some of the injuries that we've had, right? And with Brennan Johnson going for a scan now as well, waiting to see the results of that. You know, I think you might see Valise on the bench and being kept up there a little while.
I hope Brendan Johnson's is not serious at all. I mean, that would just be really, just feel bad for him. I mean, he's had like no minutes of football, and also even the North London derby just feels like an unfair one. I mean, I didn't think he had a great game, but it just feels like you're not going to judge him forever for North London derby, you know, as being one of his first games either.
Good tackle. No, you're not. You know, look, the thing is, right, I'll be honest, right, with Johnson, I expected more yesterday, Jack, right? £50 million player, but am I going to berate him for it? Of course not. Oh, here we go. Sunsup Bell. Oh, straight at the keeper.
Good chance created by Niall John, I must say. I think a lot of that was good from Niall John's good work.
Good run down the left-hand side there.
Yeah, you were saying, Dave, though, like, £50 million player, but it's hard to, like, judge that. That's not a normal game. You know what I mean? It's not a normal occasion either, right? It's one of those... It's probably one of the hardest matches to make one of your first starts, if not the hardest match to make your first start in a Spurs kit, really. So he didn't take it, but I do feel bad for him. It just feels like that's not a great way to start off your, and then to have an injury, right? Not to be able to play right afterwards, to get yourself back into things, to have an injury. You feel bad for him.
And the thing is, I don't want any Brennan Johnson stands, going at me all day if you're being harsh on him. Look, £50 million on a player, and we're right to demand more, because ultimately that's, we want him to get better, right? So you have to demand more. But look, you also have to understand, right? It's a North London derby. The guy would have been nervous as hell going into that, making his first competitive start in the North London derby, where we've had a terrible record going there beforehand, but on the ball at times, there's no excuse for him not being better on the ball at times. There's a couple of breakaway runs he had where if he just had a bit better or tighter ball control, tighter technique, we would have fashioned a chance. But at times I thought he let me down, and the spell in the fishing department, I thought he could have been better. That's one thing I highlighted when he came in there, Jack, that his finishing needs to improve. But look, we have to understand he's only 22 years of age and he will improve. So not going to judge him too harshly, but I do want to see more out of the kid. Now Spurs are Stoke player's gone down. He's done nothing all game. He's literally stood in that spot all game. Now he's sitting on it. Physio coming on. Dermotron's in the house. Big up Dermotron. Says big up guys. Still buzzing after yesterday, seeing all them Gooners fans crying to mammy. Bet load of them took the day off school and work with note from the mammy. Yeah, look, Dermo, a lot of them hiding. They don't seem to be as big-chested or as loud, I would say. And like I said, that's because they've been humbled, right? 6 games in, our project's far more exciting than the one they're on. I'd argue their one's coming to an end. You can see it. Fans are getting a bit, fed up. Arteta, he's making some strange decisions. The squad, some of them look a little bit fed up as well with some of his weird ways. It's coming to an end. Paul Gregory, big up my man, says good day lads. I'm pretty sure our first team is younger than our under-21 team now. It's getting that way, my man. It is getting that way. And Derek Hutchinson, of course, always great to see you, my man. Hopefully you are keeping well. And Joshua says that the Brennan Johnson injury is not as serious as first thought, which is good.
Yeah, they're saying muscle fatigue, I guess is what Joshua is thinking.
He's only 22 years of age.
Maybe from his times with Forest or something. And over international break, I guess. But I don't know.
Jeez, that's a concern.
I guess he was used a lot with Forest. He used a lot with... Probably not. But I think that's a common injury now.
Is it? Well, I suppose, yeah. Yeah, I suppose.
I remember that. I remember that all the time with Conte or Jose. I forget which one.
True.
That used to be. I forget, or it might have been Nuno. There was some manager where I felt like we had that all the time. Muscle strain, muscle fatigue, right? Those sort of ones.
Yeah, true. Do you start him at the weekend against Liverpool, Jack? If he's fit?
If he's pulled up with an injury of some kind, and because he didn't exactly make the best impression, at least in my opinion, I'd say you don't. But just a moment here, Bashcroft. Now, John, back to Craig, the anchor in midfield.
Craig to now, John. Tottenham trying to lure Stoke out, and they've literally got every man
they're sitting even deeper now. But I think, do they have a man off at the moment? Are they playing with one less? No, he's back on.
No, he's back on.
He's back on. He's really not given any sort of effort. He's giving a tiny bit more now.
What did he go down injured with? He hasn't done that in all game. He's done 10-yard shuttle runs.
Must have been more pressing than he's used to.
Come off this as shuttle run king, he will. Ref! That's absolute assault. Tottenham with the quick free kick again. They got Stoke players caught up. They need to go. Oh, Jesus, that's so frustrating. Why did Sayers go backwards there when they had 5-6 players committed up the field?
Ashcroft.
Here we go, Niall John. Players in
John,
Sunset
get
Bell.
there.
Oh, the goalkeeper's there.
Oh, foul? Maybe foul behind? Yeah, there's a foul earlier.
Who's that on?
Must have laid one into John.
On John, they must have left one on him. Oh, that's a red card. That's horrible. His studs are up there.
Late. Very late.
That's a red card. That's worse than the one on the goalkeeper on Vicario yesterday. Just even the under-21 referees get their hair cut. It's embarrassing. How's he not sent him off there?
Now, John.
I love that. I love that away kit, Jack. I absolutely love it. It's my favourite kit in years.
Nice. A lot of our players look very nice in it.
Best away kit in years. Simple, my sort of colour, you know, hides all my crevices and stuff like that. Spot
on. Did he even give a card?
No.
I didn't see one.
No, he didn't give one.
He must have.
He didn't.
He had to have.
He had to have, but I don't think he did, Jack. I didn't see him give one.
No, you had to have. No, then we would need another investigation then.
Yeah. Do you know what? They took their time investigating Paratici. At this point, I think they're investigating the wrong people, Jack. You know, Paratici's trying to get people paid during the pandemic. You know what these guys are doing is actually corrupt.
Big up to Big Mike. Hopefully you keep it well, Big Mike.
Big Mike.
Young Guns are looking good as always, my friend. They're 1-0 to the good. Niall John having a pretty decent game thus far. Someone that we've probably heard a lot about for a long time. And I would say he's had some good influence on the game. Took his chance well. Sunsa Bell is definitely, I think, somebody that Spurs fans should really get excited about.
Yeah.
Jamie Donley, of course, as always. And maybe a small shout out, I think, for I do like Tyrell Bashcroft. I do think he's a solid right back.
Yeah, Ashcroft, yeah, he's not bad. He's not bad. I like him. Dorrington. Ashcroft looking for it. He just chips it in over the top. It's a great ball by Dorrington. Ashcroft. Can people get up and support him? Niall John's on.
Spurs just taking more real estate in Stoke City's half.
Craig. It's a good ball.
I think that's Santiago.
Ashcroft, can he get it in?
Back to Santiago.
Santiago coming in off the left wing.
Craig. Not a lot of space here. I mean, he hasn't seen much of the ball, Santiago. Must be getting frustrated.
Yeah. Or unless him and Donley have switched positions temporarily.
Oh, nice play.
Can he crack it?
Nice play.
Oh,
nice idea. Nice idea.
That was cheeky.
Nice little interplay, Dave. It was quick little one-touch passing that actually broke them down there.
Donley harassing.
Number 9 for them is gigantic.
Donley leading the press here. He senses something. That's great running by the kid. Oh, well followed up. Who was that?
Will Lancashire. Does Big Mike?
Huh?
No Ashley Phillips.
Oh, great endeavour by Donley. No Ashley Phillips at all, not even on the bench. Great endeavour by the kid. He's got Sunset Bell. He plays him. Sunset Bell.
Oh.
No, John.
Lancashire.
Oh. That was unbelievable pressing by Donley. He pressed the left back, the centre midfield, centre back, then the centre midfielder again, won it back and played in Sunset Bell. That's absolutely great pressing work. Oh, got the block on Will Lancashire. Sunset Bell was very unselfish there. I would have went for a shot. I would have. My eyes, I would have seen stars. Would have thought it was on Hollywood Boulevard.
Everybody just loves thinking of a young David Harris, through long goals.
I'd look up like I was going to feint the cross, Jack, and then I'd just shoot it on goal. All the tricks of the trade, right? You got to give them the eyes, the feint, drop of the shoulder, little step over or two, meg them if you can. Sometimes then you just got to use brute strength. Just knock the ball by them, mow over them, and then get it in the box. Water breaks.
I'm not really sure, though, why there is no Ash Phillips today, though, Big Mike.
No, neither am I.
He looked great against Colchester. He actually was probably one of our better players in that Colchester game. He absolutely bullied them.
Congo 108 says playing EAFC while watching Irish Hotspur doesn't get much better than this. Well, do you know what, my man? I have the game, right? I just haven't had a chance to play it, you know, neither has Jacko. But, you know, I was going to play it today, but, you know, we're doing this. But look, I might give it a crack after. I might have a few games. I'm looking forward to it. I know Darlington's been on it too.
Oh, nicely done.
Awesome,
a great hold-up play from Lancashire.
2-on-1.
Soonsup through.
Oh, great defending. Unlucky. That was some play.
Damn, I didn't even... That guy came out of nowhere, whoever blocked it.
Like a bat
great play from Dorrington. Dorrington hit it right on the floor into Lancashire. Lancashire, really good hold-up play, really strong. And he then was able to get it, I think, to Donley, sort of laid it off to Donley. Donley played in Soonsup down the right. Soonsup tried to just, again, you know, very unselfishly just sort of play it back across goal, but it got blocked.
Yeah.
Good chance for Spurs, actually. It was a big breakaway. It was one of the few times
penalty!
Well done! Soonsup taking advantage of another mistake.
Who wants it?
Another mistake, Dave. That's kind of 2 in a row.
Great endeavor. Great work.
Taking advantage of a mistake. Good pressure from Ashcroft.
Bashcroft, and then Soonsup sneaks it. And now Don.
Number 3 is not having a great game for them.
The Don bomb. Here we go. Here we go. Here's the moment. Here's the moment. Come on, Don Bomb.
Gotta put in a big penalty.
Off of a brace against Colchester. Can he make it 3 goals in 2 games? Here we go. Let's have a Don Bomb. Hashtag Don Bomb in
another
chat.
Mistake, you would say, sort of, from Stoke City.
Stepping up, composing himself. Oh,
get in there, Jamie. Nice and
easy. Come on.
Send him in the other way. Doesn't know where he's going. Nice one, James. Looking nice and confident. Very, very composed. Professional penalty. Professional penalty. You love it.
Fully professional. One of these days, Jack, we're going to have to, you know, I want to see like a D celebration or something like that, or a J celebration. Absolutely love it. Great finish, 2-0. Very composed on the penalty. Took his time to settle.
Sending the 30-year-old keeper to the other way.
The big man-child in goals couldn't get anywhere near to it. Complete wrong way. He's still diving there now, Jacko.
Another Don Bomb. We love him. 2-0 to the good now.
Do you know what? We haven't even been that great.
Not as exciting as the Colchester match, but it's good to be in the lead. It's good. Well, you just need to take your chances. Good to be in the lead. I personally think, Dave, it's just been 2 mistakes, really, from Stoke City's left back there, number 3, and Soonsup has taken advantage of both of them.
See, this is the press, right? The press. Teams on under 21 level can't handle that because for years it's been standoff, not much tackling going on. Everyone stands off, pins it around, looks nice. But Tottenham are bringing a new team to this where they're pressing teams, and that's why they're smashing teams up this year. Oh, it's a great play by Santiago. Gets the ball in the box. Oh, Soonsup nearly on the end of it. Like they're changing up the game for the under 21 football, you know. Remember the watch along we done with Spurs v Leicester? Very boring. Everyone stood off each other. No one getting stuck in. It was just boring. Tippy tappy. Tottenham are changing up the game. Like you look at, if you go back at some of the games, look how many times they've caught teams cold, you know, earlier on in the game. Two goals to the good, and we haven't even got out of first gear. That's how good we are. Another Don Bomb special. Oh, Soonsup Bell. Great ball in behind. Great running by Ashcroft. Back to Soonsup Bell. Good 1-2 between the two. Soonsup Bell cuts inside. We straight back three. There's an off. Oh, why did he go for goal?
Santiago.
Again, I would have been selfish there. I would have went for it on the left peg, lad. What a move.
That heel chop that he does is so effective.
It's so good, isn't it?
He does that every time, and it works every time. It's pretty similar to Ronaldo's. Like, I'm not kidding. And that's
Prime
very
Jacket.
distortive. He does it out of nowhere.
Prime Jacket's moved that.
It's a nice. It's just. It's pretty similar to how Kron does it.
Paul Gregory says
I swear that keeper must be 30.
He's got to be, Jack. He's got to be.
Since that bell again. Here he is again. Here he is again.
She's so good. He's dominating. At number 3 can't handle him. I feel sorry for him. He's another 45 minutes to go with this kid.
Ashcroft in midfield plays a nice pass into. Oh, well, maybe Lancashire wasn't ready for it, or Santiago wasn't ready for it.
Santiago's been non-existent.
I'm not sure who that was, too, but they just did not seem ready for it, and it didn't look like a bad pass either. Nicely done by Niall John.
If Ashley Phillips isn't injured, I wonder...
Pressing as well from John.
We're just thinking there, Jacko. If Ashley Phillips isn't injured, I wonder, has he been called up training in the first team? You know, are we carrying an injury up there? Here we go. Oh,
could be the case.
Nah, John wins the ball.
John,
great in the ref.
Oh, good tackle. Stoke City going long down their right-hand side here. Nice touch, actually, from there. He's juggling it around. Right back.
Smash him. Don't let him do that to you. How was your ramen today, Jacko?
It was nice. A little rushed. I know to get it again, though. It was spicy. I actually got some sriracha, even though there isn't, the regular sriracha anymore. I got some sriracha to put inside it, but I didn't even need it. It was pretty spicy on its own. It was nice. It's called like Samyang or like something like that. There's a Samyang ramen or Sanjang ramen. It's like some sort of Japanese packet ramen of some kind. It was very good. Didn't taste, like manufactured or, kind of mass produced or anything.
How you coping with the shortage of sriracha?
Normally I don't have sriracha very much. Normally I don't have sriracha very much. Much more of kind of like Mexican hot sauce guy. But I'm also kind of not as crazy as I used to be with the hot sauces. A bit more like a normal person, where I don't need it with every meal. You know what I mean? Yeah. I don't need it with every meal. I'm now like a normal person.
Oh no, I do need like salt.
I think it's bad when you have to use hot sauce with every meal.
Oh no, I can't handle hot sauce, honestly. My lips start going numb. Yeah. They start like swelling up and everything. I can't deal with it, lad. It's not right. I start sweating. It looks like I've done 12 rounds in the jungle. It's not right. And I'm talking about even mild spice. Like, I can't do it. It just burns me up. I feel like I need to call 999.
Timmy L. Samyang, that's a classy CDM in the J League. Chicago takes a look. Hopefully Foster Chicago is well aware.
Shrimp and lime ramen for Barbatos halftime smoke. Nice.
Yeah, that can be good. I like shrimp ramen.
Your boy Dave is on Caesar salad again today. Had one Saturday and another one again today. He's trying to be good. What I'm actually trying to do is counter what I'm already going to eat over the Christmas. So if I be good now, come Christmas, I can just go whole hog. So, I'm trying to prepare. New way of dieting.
Donley, what a nice little
outside of the ball scoop.
It's one of those where you just kind of showing off the technical skill there. Lovely from Donley. Ooh, not a bad ball there from Niall John, or not a bad idea. He's had a good game, Niall John.
He works hard in that midfield. Comes a lot of ground.
Very, working hard, urgent on the ball as well.
Well done, Craig.
He's not been lackadaisical or... Ooh, shot on goal. Nice, easy work for Keeley.
Keely has had absolutely nothing to do. He must be bored back there. Someone give him a, what is it, a PSP?
There was one. They had that one good chance in the beginning.
Someone give Keely a Nintendo to play with.
They had that one good chance in the beginning, but they didn't actually have to make Keely work.
No. His job's so easy for that under-21 side. Big up, Drew. Great to see you in the building as well. DJ Samuel, big yourself up, brother. Everyone, put in the chat. Put in the chat anything you want myself.
Out of our under-21s. Jonathan asking, out of our under-21s, who do you think can most realistically break into the first squad? Also, who would you personally like to see most under Ange? Great question, Jonathan. I feel like, I don't know, Dave, where would you start? Who's most likely to maybe appear in the actual first team?
Yeah, for me, there's 4. I think there's definitely 4 from this under-21 team that deserves a shot. And I think could get a call up if, injuries or whatever circumstances. Jamie Donley, Alfie Dorrington, Phillips, and Sunsup Bell. They're the 4 for me that I think they're physically, able for it. I think technically they're able for it, and I all think they've got the football brain for it as well. I think they could definitely make the step up for sure. Them 4 for me. I think they're a real 4. Craig, look, he skips. Skip's only 22 years of age. We've got some tremendous midfielders in there. Craig does a job for the under-21s, I think. But look, he's still a young kid. But for me, Santiago has an outside chance if he could, maybe get a bit more consistency to his game. But Jack, for me, they're the 4. Niall John has already had his opportunity. Will he get another one? Let's wait and see. But there's 4 there for me for sure, Jacko.
Yeah, it's also, though, a question of who, who's maybe more, what is it, in like the actual first team, right? What positions are available? What positions maybe are there fewer guys actually challenging for spots? If there was an injury or if there was a suspension, where could somebody get maybe more of a chance because there's less of those players in the squad? What would you say? Maybe center back? Maybe some of the, I wouldn't say right back, could be harder at left back. Yeah, so maybe a Charlie Sayers or a Dorrington, maybe at center back. In the forward areas, it's going to be hard. Like, I don't think any strikers are ever going to appear like Lancashire or anybody like that. Sunsup Bell is playing very, very well, but is he going to feature ahead of Kulusevski? No. Is he going to feature ahead of, I don't know, like maybe he gets a few minutes, but you feel bad for the forwards because the forwards, like, they're very good in this team. But that's also where we always have a lot of depth, and it's where a lot of our great players are. And so I would imagine you just have to think about it in the ways that where do Spurs maybe lack a bit of quality, and where do maybe Spurs, kind of just don't have a lot of depth, and it's probably more in the defensive areas for me. So I would think maybe that those are the guys who have a better chance of getting in the squad, whether they're the better players in the under-21s or not, right? It's just sometimes where do maybe guys get an opportunity to maybe just at least make the bench, and then from the bench they can, make the first team at some stage.
Yeah, look, 100%, Jack. I think, Phillips will probably be the first one up. I think there should be a plan for Dorrington to sort of follow up after that. I think, when you look at the depth in the first team in that area, right, it's not there. Josh Keely, if we clear out the lot of the 5 goalkeepers we've got, he could very quickly find himself called up there as a number 2. But look, with Donley as well, if Madison does say get injured, and Lo Celso, I think, has made it clear he wants out in January. So, you've got Bentancur coming back. But the thing is with Donley, he can play left, he can play right, he can play up front or as a cam, and he can definitely play number 8 in the system. With Sunsup Bell as well, I think the guy's technically good enough. Here he is. Donley! Oh, no, who took it off from Santiago? But like when you look at the 2 boys going forward, Jack, right, they're very, very consistent, and that will stand to them. That was a good opportunity. Yeah.
There are a lot of injuries, right, up front right now with Perisic.
Yeah.
I guess Johnson's injury isn't really serious, but if there was maybe another injury at some stage, you could see then somebody in that forward line, actually maybe get called up. But I agree with you, actually. If Lo Celso were to go and, I don't know, Spurs maybe need to give Madison a rest, there is somebody that needs to be able to drop into that creative midfield. That could be someone we already have, in our 25-man squad, like we vouch for. Maybe a Brian Hill could be moved into midfield.
Yeah.
Who knows? A Kulusevski could be moved in midfield. I'm not too sure. It would be hard to really imagine, but yeah, I don't know. Something to think about.
But look, this year we got to understand, right? It's very hard for opportunities to come to them when we're already out of the Carabao Cup and we're already out of the we're not in Europe, right? So that lessens the games. You more or less, you could end up having just a 40-game season if you go out in the first round of the FA Cup. So there's going to be very limited opportunities this season. But we could have. Oh no! What a save!
Oh, what a save!
What a save!
What a save!
Oh my God! Let's have a look at that again.
Huge chance for Stoke from a set piece.
Lofted up in the air. Their centre-back wins it.
Oh, crack save.
What a save. It's going into the bottom corner.
Crack save.
Great header. What a save by Keeley. What a save. But yeah, we have to understand, right?
Flying across goal.
So we're going to be very limited this sort of season in terms of opportunities for them. But next year when Europe comes back around, you will see some of these guys get called up for the Carabao Cup squad, the FA Cup squad, but also don't forget, we've got a lot of players coming up, which, me and Jack will drop a video about, coming more up to December with their contracts that we have to make decisions on. A lot of it's dead wood. So, here we go through the middle. Donley, great ball. Oh, just keep her off the line very, very quickly. Well read. I think that was Will Lancashire coming in off the end of that. And Postecoglou, I think, might use some of these guys to maybe fill out the squad and create a bit of squad depth. I think that part of it, I think a part of him coming in here is that, eventually there is a pathway and a plan for these youngsters.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you just have to think about, what times do you look to the academy? What times do you maybe look to the market? And usually Spurs look to the market more often. It'd be nice to see us give more of a chance to the academy. Nice ball up top. Good try from Donley.
And you got to ask yourself, why are Spurs investing so much heavily into the youth system in terms of recruitment? And, not only the guy from Croatia today, Vuskovic, right? You've had Logan, you've had Herbie James from Man City, Sunset Bell in recent years, Lancashire, a lot of them, we all know the list. They're investing heavily because that's the plan. We're trying to get these players in the door and identify them early, so we're not spending 100, 200 million on these players when they become the final product.
Yeah, you is saying if the progression on the youth team carries on, we may be able to make money from sales in the future as long as feeding the first team. Yeah, I think that's sort of the plan there. And now everybody's going to be able to make it, but you then can at least benefit from guys who can give, there will be attractive clubs for them. You're not going to be sending them to maybe League Two clubs, consistently. You're going to probably get some bids from like an Anderlecht. You're going to get some bids from an Ajax or a bid from like a Dortmund or somebody like that for some of these guys, because those are usually great leagues for them to go off and develop. And I would say plenty of these guys are almost too talented to really continue to play in the under 21s. Like they are going to need probably a move eventually at some stage. But also part of the reason why we kind of have increased the wage budget in the first place is maybe so that these guys are kind of kept happy at least a little bit, and knowing that there is some sort of plan for them, that there is this sort of long-term future and plan for them to try to get into the team. But you have to keep them happy enough and keep kind of the talented ones around, because you definitely have to be aware of, there are those clubs that, like a Sporting or like a Dortmund, like I said, or like a team in the Belgium league or something, where even what's his name, Mundel just went to, or Mundel.
Yeah.
You have to be aware that those teams can offer them a lot of playing time in a league that's competitive enough, but they get to play for one of the better teams, and those sort of things can be quite attractive. But it's just nice to have an academy just chock full of talent, so full of talent. I mean, just so many, every single player on that list that we even were reacting to and responding to when we announced the squad, when we actually got the full squad announcements. I mean, every single player in that academy list I'm very proud of, and I'm very curious about as to how they can actually get into the first team, because a lot of them are very talented.
Thing is, it's exciting. The thing is, right, it's up to you to find them an opportunity, but once you find them that opportunity, it's up to them to take it, right? But one thing that's not spoken about enough is we've gone into a youth sort of centric model. And what I mean by that is, you look at what we've done with the first team, right? Look at the recruitment we've done. A lot of it was 25 or under. So we've lowered the average age of that first team completely. And then you also look at the money we're investing into the academy. Our future plans are laid out. We're not spending hundreds, 200 millions of pounds in the market. Our plan is we'll keep an eye on talent around Europe, between 20 and 25, and look to bring them in to bolster the first team where we can if it's affordable. And ones that aren't affordable, we're hoping then that we can produce them through the academy. That's the model we're going with. That's why we're investing so much into that sort of system. You even look at the first team, right? Even up to recently, you still had these arguments, oh, what about Dyer? He's older than Phillips. I'd rather him come on than someone like Ashley Phillips. Okay, well, Davies is older, and so Session than Udoji. Does that make them a better player because they're older? No, it doesn't. You look at Van de Ven and Romero. Not one of them over 25 years of age. My point is, age is only a number. You can build a very good squad with young players if everyone is at a very good technical level and has a solid mentality. And this is the model that Tottenham are operating under, and we just have to get with it. We can't keep sitting here and going, oh no, he's too young. And then also lambaste the club in the same breath or in the same summer by going, well, we're not producing any players, this, that, or the other either. We have to give it a chance. We have to make chances for these guys to come through and give them opportunities. And that is what Tottenham were good at. We've done it with Kyle Walker, Danny Rose, Lennon, people like that, Bale. Bought them from other academies around England, bought them in through the first team. We managed to get them out on some loans in some cases, then got them into the first team, gave them more opportunity, and they went on to form and help take this club up the league. Modric from Dynamo Zagreb bought him in young, and that's what Tottenham were good at, and that's what got us to a certain level. And we're now going back to that. And for me, I just think more and more people need to get behind it. Mm, mm, mm. Jack, they're saying your sound is gone. They're saying your sound is gone.
Oh, sorry, I muted myself. Sorry.
Oh.
I was sorry, everybody. I was just more or less saying that I feel like it'd be nicer to have a kind of a team of maybe players that had more of a connection to the academy. It'd be nicer to have guys that maybe were playing kind of more squad roles, sort of more impact sub roles, that maybe more had a kind of a road from the academy or pathway from the academy. It feels like that would just be a nicer thing to see, because you see that with other squads, with other teams around the Premier League. I could think of maybe like a Curtis Jones for Liverpool, something like that, right? He seems to be having this sort of kind of like squad role for them for a long time. Joe Gomez, I think, kind of similar for them. And it'd be nice to see, with Spurs to have something like that for us. I don't know if that's a bad example or a good example, but I think that's would be something to just at least have for the future. I don't think it's going to happen overnight, though. That's kind
It's
of
not, Jack.
something we have to also get to grips with. It's going to take a long time for these guys to continue to develop and eventually to be given that chance by Postecoglou. Postecoglou can't really afford, with how few games he even has this season, to really give any of these guys much of a chance unless something really drastic happened to the first team, or I guess unless he really had confidence in the game that was ahead that he could probably risk it. But I don't know. Like it's sort of a thing that's going to happen more in maybe a few years' time, kind of like the Vuskovic sort of deal, like somebody who we're going to see maybe down the road in a few years' time. But always good to be ahead of things on it. Always good to be well aware of it and not just, see it happen all of a sudden and then never see it coming. It's nice to see these guys develop here, and then a few years down the road, they will be those guys, like I said, sort of like a Lo Celso or like a Brian Hill or, like a Skip are, that are sort of, maybe not first team players, but are developing and are going to be challenging in and around that first team. So it'd be nice to have that representation.
But look, Jack, this is the whole vision, right? You look at our average age of our squad now, and like I said, a lot of recruitment 25 or under, right? So, and then when you also look at a lot of the contracts that are up, I think there's 11 or 12 contracts that are up over the next 2 years. And I think Sonny was one of the only ones when I looked at the list that I think I envision being here and the club actually renewing, right? The rest you're talking about, your Austins, your Whiteman, your Forresters, Fraser Foster, Ben Davies, Hoibergs, people like that, right? Son, I think, has agreed to, the contract extension, so that now takes him out of that group. And with all them players' contracts coming to an end, we have to fill this squad out. So for me, what they're doing is they're looking at what they've got this season in terms of the under-21s, and they'll decide who's good enough to come up and, fill out the squad, who's not, and who needs to go out on loan. But the plan is, when you look at the average age of our squad, right, some of these guys, and when you look at when you look at the average age of our squad and you look at the average age of the under-21s, right, our squad is one of the lowest average ages in the Premier League. But also our under-21s is one of the lowest average age of the under-21s as well. A lot of them are still on the young side. A lot of them played in the under-18s Cup final last season. So they still have 2, 3, 4 years to develop. So the plan is, what we've got now, we'll add to it and we'll let that see us through for 4 or 5 years. But when they start to come 30, 31, 28, 29, 30, 31, and if they're not cutting it anymore, they'll be moved on and these next guys will come through. And for me, I think that's the whole plan around.
Yeah. You think that's the whole plan around? I'm also curious, though, of some of these guys that we have, since they are very, very highly rated, if at some stage we might need to even pull them out and give them some sort of very catered loan spell to a good club that would develop them and give them lots of playing time, as well as play them at maybe a higher level against better opponents. I think that will need to be the case at some stage down the road with, I don't know, like a Mikey Moore, even a Jamie Donley. I think Jamie Donley is so talented that he probably does need to have more games against higher quality opponents at some stage. And he might need like a mention of like a Standard Liège or like an Anderlecht or like an Ajax or PSV, or even where I guess Parrott has gone, right, with like an Excelsior sort of kind of club. We just need, I think, to also consider that some of these guys might be too talented to sort of continue to develop around the under-21s. You have to give them that early exposure to better quality, maybe more intense atmospheres too. They have to train under atmospheres and what it's like to play in a crowd, those sort of things. So I am curious about that, right? How do we plan some of the loan moves for some of these guys? Because that also is important, because usually a guy is ready, not always from just how he plays in the under-21s, but maybe how he plays, at more of a senior level. And that could be often with a loan move away to whatever club we think is a chance for him to get a lot of minutes. So I don't know. It's something to think about, right? I would definitely, some of these guys, am I wrong, Dave? Some of these guys are so talented for how young they are that like you can't really let them just continue to play until they're 21 and the under-21s. You might actually consider a loan move for them at like 19 or 20 or something like that, right?
No, look, I agree.
Get elsewhere.
I agree with you, and that's something that I've sort of haven't been happy with the club in the past, right? I felt like, a lot of the players that we've had, they've got lost in the lower leagues, and they've never really sort of, you never hear of them again once they've sort of been loaned out. But right now, like I said, right, a lot of them are on the young side. A lot of them are sort of 18. You know, some of the oldest maybe 19, 20, but so they still got time. But the ones that I'm talking about, likes of Sunset Bell, you know, Donley, Dorrington, people like that, they're on the younger side of the under 21s, 18, 19 years of age. I think the reason why you've seen so very few under 21 players or academy products loaned out this season compared to years gone by. So I think we've only loaned out 3. I think you had Parrot. I think you've got Divine, and I think you've got Scarlett out on loan. I think they're the only 3 we put out on loan. So we haven't loaned out as many years gone by. So, you know, what we've done is we've had a stockpile of players of years gone by. We've had a complete change in the academy. We've cleared out ones that we knew just weren't going to make it. They were just here sort of filling up numbers. And what we've got now is an elite group, followed by an elite group in the under 18s as well, with more players coming through behind them. So what they're, like I said, they're going to take a look at them this year, because they're in no rush to loan them out, because a lot of them are only 18 years of age. They'll take a look at them this year. Ones that they think might be able to add to the first team will go up next season. Ones that they think might need to go out on loan, they'll loan them out. But one thing I think you're right about, Jack, is I don't want to keep seeing them loaned out lower league, because they're getting lost down there. Get them out across Europe. Get them into Holland. Get them into Belgium. You know, if you can get some of them into the Bundesliga, go and do it.
Yeah, no, you have to. I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking too far in the future. I just think these guys are bossing it at this level. And some of them probably at some stage might just think, you know what, I need a tougher challenge. You know, I need a different sort of kind of a environment. I need something, you know, different situations, you know, different speeds. And as well as sometimes it's just good to have that sort of kind of competition to develop your game quicker, right? It can be, sometimes it can be too soon. And probably what I'm even thinking about right now might be way too soon for some of these guys. But it can be that Kickstarter to just, you know, develop yourself even faster and, you know, sort of exponentially, you know, get yourself in the right area to be ready to eventually be maybe thought about as somebody in the first team for Spurs or somebody in the squad for Spurs. But I could be thinking far too down the road. And
Jack.
I'm also maybe hyping up the academy. I don't know. I just rate the academy that highly with some of these guys that I think, you know, if you're top of the league at this stage with so many young guys that are not even close to being 21 and they're at the top of the league, kind of just destroying teams in a way, you think at a certain stage, like, you know, a year or two down the road, like they are going to probably need maybe some loan moves away. Like they're not going to really develop as quickly as they would, you know, or they're going to develop maybe slower at this level than they would, you know, maybe at a higher level, or at least just someplace else.
Spot on, Jack. No, you're not thinking too soon. You know, you look at the quality. You've been watching them. You look at the quality. You know, by looking at them, they could go to a team and do a job. You know they could. You know, at a certain level right now and continue their development. You know they could. So you're definitely not, not jumping ahead for sure, Jack. Or definitely not, my man. Let's take some comments from the chat. People, get your comments in the chat or get your questions in the chat for myself and Jack to answer. Anything you want to know, please put in there. Let's see who we've got in here with us now. Iceman says, try and push them out to the better teams in the Conference League. Get a small bit of European football under their belts. Exactly, Jack. Wouldn't be bad, right? You know, targeting teams that have Conference League football and getting them loaned out there.
Yep. Yeah, I think there's a variety of clubs I can think of that have these really close relationships with teams in and around Europe that challenge for those sort of leagues. What is it? I think Brighton, I think whatever club it is that they send a lot of players to over in Belgium. You also have that club, I think, who's doing pretty well recently. They're called like Saint Joie or whatever they are. I think, you know, some players have been loaned over there recently. You can look to clubs in the Bundesliga, of course. You know, I think, what is it? Stuttgart, I think, often takes a lot of players, and Mainz, you know, take a lot of players, right, you know, on loan and things like that. So there's often a lot of teams that do that sort of thing where maybe they're not like big European contenders of any kind, but they always sort of challenge in and around mid-table in a decent league, or they'll challenge for kind of the lower European places in kind of a decent league. And they often are just sort of rotating like a factory, just these kind of talented youngsters that they just will take for like a season or two, and then they'll send them back to the parent club a bit more ready for whatever league that they came from originally. And I know Brighton do it, Chelsea do it with that club. I think Vitesse, who we played in the Conference League, for example, they sent a lot of guys there for a few seasons. There are a variety of examples that, you know, I'm a little bit fuzzier in the brain today, but yeah, I could think of a variety of clubs that have that sort of relationship with teams. It's not even like the multi-club ownership sort of thing. It's actually just sort of also like I think you just develop some sort of partnership with them, kind of guaranteeing that, hey, we're sending you some pretty talented kids. These kids will obviously help you in your own league, but then there's, you know, the relationship that then you get in return where you're getting, you know, kind of more ready-made players, you know, kind of without needing to tend to them yourselves as much in the under 21s.
And also, but like, you know, the thing is, like, they don't always have to go out on loan either, you know? Like, the ones that maybe where the system's a bit clogged up and you want to keep them and just keep them developing, yes, loan them out. But you look at Brighton, right? Evan Ferguson, he didn't get loaned out. You know, they gave him an opportunity. Tyreek Lamptey, the bought from the Chelsea Academy, gave him an opportunity. You know, Levi Colwill, took on loan from the Chelsea Academy last year, gave him an opportunity, and they proved they can step up. Like I keep saying to people, you know, you just need to give the kids an opportunity somewhere along the line. Just need someone to take a bit.
We've kicked off again here.
Yeah.
Oh, already some mistakes. Donley. Oh, spraying a beautiful pass in behind for Lancashire.
That's twice that keeper's done that now.
Now John!
Oh, good block. Took the sting out of the effort. Grab a drink.
DJ Samuel Vuskovic for £12 million. Looking forward to seeing the big Vuskovic. And he was taking a tour around the Tottenham Hotspur training ground today. That looked fun. And he looks does not look like your average 16-year-old. That's for sure. He's absolutely ginormous. And it's just wonderful to have, like I've said in the past, just talented. Oh, my Lord. Jamie Donley's absolutely murdered that man. Ball roll and a Meg. Oh, my Lord. I mean, geez. I mean, that kid's probably too young to have a family, but he has a family of some kind. I mean, he's probably in the stadium, that family. He's absolutely ruined him. Jeez, James. That was lovely bit of ball play from... Oh, it's just lovely footwork from him. That was gorgeous. Sir! Spurs straight out the gates causing Stoke City problems. Dave, you just missed one of the best bits of play from Jamie Donley.
I know your reaction was gas.
This kid.
I was laughing at your reaction there. It was hilarious.
Sunsa Bell still. Oh! What a run. It's hard to tell with the camera angle, like, you know, where he was even coming from, but he was running forever there.
He better be on career mode and manager Sunset Bell and Donley and Dorrington. I want them all. Want to develop on the new FC 24. Do you know what, chat? When I was younger, I don't remember the North London Derby taking this much out of me. I'm absolutely shattered today after yesterday. Getting too old. I think it's time to retire. Oh, good pressure. Go on. That angle, it makes it look what... Someone sort out this camera angle. It's driving me mad. Actually, we need to send an email to Tottenham about this. This isn't good enough. Craig trying to get pressure on the ball. Stoke on the counter-attack. Poor touch. Sort of slowed it down a little bit. Tottenham can get numbers back. Stoke player, Stoke wing looks to go one-on-one with Tyrrell Bashcroft.
Mario Balotelli stepovers.
Oh, go on, Donley.
Not getting any freebies from the referee.
Oh, he skins him.
Donley, see you later.
He sends him to Spain. Let's go, Donley. The Donatron. You cannot pull out of him like that. It's not. What's that game you used to play in primary school? Kissy catch. You know, it's not kissy catch. It's a joke.
Big up, Daniela. Hopefully you're keeping well this evening, Daniela.
Big up, Daniela. Don't mind me and Jack. We're just sitting here saucing out to watching the under-21s ball out. I'm tired, but not a bit. A bit sugar can't fix.
Stoke City with a throw-in.
Maschino, yeah, he's a gooner, everyone. You know what to do with them. Every gunner's a runner. They're a crier as well.
Oh, love the strength, Charlie. Love the strength.
Oh, sits him down. Will Lancashire.
Referee's not Cena. He's not giving them anything. Lancashire.
Oh, that's poor. Yeah, the referee's just refusing to blow his whistle.
Yeah, definitely would not have come. Oh, Craig getting absolutely done there.
He's going to do him now in a sec. He's not going to be happy with that.
Lovely play from number 4 for Stoke.
Yeah, that was good play, to be fair. Stoke on the counter. Number 2 with the face mask. Character. Zorro. Sunset Bell on the press.
Oh, nice pressure from. I think it was Donley in midfield. Good pressure. Nicely done from Craig.
I was going to say, if the referee didn't give him that, he's on our books.
I think the referee, once again, Dave, is maybe realizing that he's probably got a commitment later that he's got to get to, so he's going to blow the whistle maybe as few times as he can. Santiago. Oh, lovely bit of skill.
I do apologise about not having stats. It looks like they're refusing to show stats today for this game. But this win will put Tottenham top of the league, which is great. Fulham under 21s
on goal
are second.
Difference, we're already there, right?
Yeah, on goal difference, yeah. Fantastic.
Dorrington. Into Donley. Deflected. Getting stuck in, John.
Sunset Bell. What kind of stand is that? That's a stand you'd see at the Paddy's Day parade. That's a joke. My local village would put that up for the parade. Come on. That's poor. No wonder they're down in the Championship. Josh Keeley decides he can get out his deck chair. Had nothing to do apart from that brilliant save at the end of the first half. Dorrington slides one down the line. Ashcroft tries to do a 1-2 with the Sunset Bell, but the ball goes astray. Look at the pressing work. Brilliant by Donley.
What's up, Tyler? What's up, Big T?
Big T in the house. My man.
Says, how's the game going, guys? 2-0 up to the good, my friend. Not as exciting as the Colchester game, but there have been some lovely bits of skill from our Spurs players in the second half. And in general, just a pretty dominant performance. It's a dominant, kind of casual 2-0 performance so far.
Yeah. How's the tennis going, Tyler? How's the tennis going, my man? But Jack, we do have Chelsea under 21s next Monday night, which will be very, very interesting. I believe that's actually a rivalry match. That's in the cup, Jack. So that'll be a very interesting game. It's actually being played at
Bell's former club as well.
Sunset Bell's former club, and it's being played at the Stevenage Stadium. So, what do they call it? The Lamex Stadium. That's what they call it. So it'll be played at a proper stadium as well. Now, that's a lovely move by Tottenham.
Oh, sir!
He's absolutely decapitating. And Santiago. And Santiago. And he's still going, Donley. Puts the ball in.
Oh, to Lakeshire. Sunset Bell. Lovely skill. It doesn't shoot, though.
Craig. I was really wanting a goal at the end of that. Was serious pass and move by Tottenham. About 10 passes on the trot. Great move.
Ooh, nice cut inside.
Oh, get Stoke.
All over him. Or Lyons Foster all over him.
Bam, bam.
Whoa! Did you see that kick out?
Yeah. That's two.
Kick out at Santiago.
And the tackle on Donley. He could have given 2 free kicks there, that referee.
Very, very naughty. Tyler saying just got done playing, was about to storm, so it wasn't too hot today. I know Dave would probably be happy with that, knowing that it's not too hot for you, Tyler.
I'll be out there playing.
But I must say, I'm not enjoying this East Coast weather right now, Tyler. I'm not happy about it. It's very rainy, very stormy. Just sort of, I don't know, like feel like it's been raining for like 4 days straight.
I can't stand the heat. I love the rain. I absolutely love it. I can't stand the heat. Give me cold weather all year round. Honestly.
And big up to Michael from Poland. Big up, guys, for doing these watch-alongs. I have those. I don't have these available here in Poland, so you narrating those is a blessing. Spurs play, man. It's expensive, so it's your choice. And I'm not even sure if you get it in Poland. I wouldn't know, but big up to you, Michael. And yeah, thanks for tuning in, my friend. And always good to see whoever wants to tune into these. Hear about the academy and know about things maybe ahead of time about some of the talented players that we have. Right? It's good to at least know a little bit about the players of the future.
Yeah. No, it is. I enjoy it. Like I've been one of these, as a kid, even growing up as a kid, I've always kept an eye on the academy. Who's the next one coming through? This, that, and the other. I just enjoy it. You know what, Jai? I was just thinking there, right? When I was on the county team over here, we went over to Nottingham Forest academy to play them in 3 games, and their academy back in the early 2000s was better than what I'm seeing here tonight at Stoke.
Wow. Yeah.
It's embarrassing. Stoke, you should be embarrassed. Absolutely embarrassing. The pitch
do
was
have an
better.
itch in their team, though.
Clubhouse was better. They had indoor training facility, everything. It was unreal. This is shithole.
They do have an itch in their team, though. Number 11 there, some.
Get him out of there. Bring him to Spurs. We can get a friend for Vuskovic.
Steady as shark. Yeah, he did. That was a pretty nasty kick out, to be honest. And the referee obviously is not benefited by any sort of video assistant or anything, but I hope he caught it. That was pretty nasty.
So all these water breaks.
Paul Brown, good to see you, Paul Brown.
Big up, Paul. How you keeping, my man? Stoke about to make a substitution. Looks like they're about to bring on a fully fledged international here. Looks about 35 years of age. Jesus, that's not a kid. Come on. Number 12 is not a kid. He's bigger than fucking Yakubu. Remember Yakubu? For Everton. Bigger than him.
Back underway here.
Feels like they signed a few of these players from Aston Villa. Some of the men they had playing in the Under-18s Cup final last year. Keeley. Dorrington. It's another great ball over the top by him again. That's
nicely done from Lancashire.
Oh, great play by Lancashire.
Lancashire still going. Across goal.
It's cleared.
Good defending.
That's 4 or 5 balls Dorrington's played there this evening.
The ball over the top has actually been some of our most successful moments. Yeah. I mean, they've kind of, for some reason, they've not dealt well with it.
See, they've had to come up. They've had to play a higher line since they've gone. When they went 1-0 down.
Yeah, you're right.
Just
getting a nice angle on the assistant referee.
Looks like he's about to tap dance. Keeps moving his leg weird.
Looking a little awkward over there. He's moving everything weird.
I think he's asking him for his signature. It's a bit embarrassing.
Yeah, he's a little embarrassed. Yeah.
It's going to kick.
Jamie.
Oh, and the big 40-year-old goalkeeper punches it away. Oh, well done, Lyons Foster. Bashcroft. Oh, great endeavour by the kid. Back to Keeley.
Seth says, Gammy Hammy says, just joined, who scored for us. Who was it, Dave? Actually, Niall John with the first one.
Yeah, and Donley with
the second one. and then Donley with a penalty. It feels like we've had some other chances that just haven't worked out. It's just been a totally dominant performance. And I would say similarly, very good performances from Jude Suits-Up-Bell and Jamie Donley once again. They really have been probably the better of the forward players. Matthew Craig, I would say, has not been as much of a feature in midfield as he was yesterday. It's just sort of an easy day for him. Like, he doesn't really need to do a lot. So it's kind of one of those. Niall John has been really good in general. I think it's not even just the goal. He's actually been very dominant in midfield.
Yeah, he has. He's had a very good game. He's had a very good game. And everybody tuning in tonight, make sure you tune in next Monday night. They're playing Chelsea in the Cup. So it's going to be a big night in the Cup for Tottenham Hotspur.
Big up to DJ Samuel in the house.
Yeah, big up DJ. Great prediction video, by the way. I really enjoyed that. Great Molino! Great prediction video, though, DJ Samuel. Absolutely brilliant.
Good
I love the
DJ.
casual swear word in there. It chuckled me.
We sent him back where they belong, didn't we, DJ?
DJ Samuel says, I think Tottenham will win 3-0.
Nice one.
Well, I wonder is Michael sitting with Chippy at his computer. I still need to get Chippy, Michael. I still need to find him.
Chirpy, you mean, Dave?
Whatever his name is, Chippy, Chirpy, whatever you want to call him. I'm just thinking of chips all the time.
Remember the Chirpy out?
Yeah.
that was the greatest thing I've ever seen.
Oh, that was hilarious.
All the Levy outs and Dyer outs. Remember, it was all the Dyer outs and Levy outs, and then there was someone just did Chirpy out. Brilliant.
Do you know what, Jack? Right?
I have had enough with Chirpy, to be honest. Oh my lord, Ashcroft just got absolutely skinned there.
Oh, it's gone wide.
Ooh.
I think we need to start a campaign. I want to be Chirpy. I do.
I do. Fly down and go all the games and be Chirpy.
Jack, if it pays well and I can afford to do it, or they pay me well enough that I can afford to live over there to do it, I can't play for the club. They're not going to hire me as a motivator. So let's start a campaign. Dave for Chirpy.
Get Dave in that Chirpy suit.
I want it.
Are you sure you can handle every home game being in the heat, Dave? It'd be pretty hot in that Chirpy suit.
Yeah, but Jack, with all this 2023 technology, I can get aircon in there. Honestly, I get to go out to every home game. Yep, I want Chirpy's job. Chirpy out. Or why don't we have Chirpy and Chippy? I can be Chippy.
It's just a mascot of chips. Niall John. Nice little pass into Suits-Up-Bell, dropping deep. Suits-Up-Bell again.
He's so good on the ball. He doesn't lose it at all, does he?
No, he's just very technical. I think he really is like a Kulusevski or like a Cody Gakpo sort of kind of player.
He's very good. Someone let me know, is he on career mode? Suits-Up-Bell, Dorrington and Donley. I want to know if them three are on career mode. Please let me know. Back to Keeley.
How about Dave for chairman instead of Dave for Chirpy?
Look, I'd love to be chairman. I'd love to. Unfortunately, I don't think I'm ever going to make millions in my life to be able to buy the football club. But look, people want to help me do it. We the Irish Hotspur Army, it's a very sort of powerful unit.
Take some finance classes.
Look, let's see.
Daniel Levy's apprenticeship.
I wonder would Daniel Levy be interested in an apprenticeship scheme? Chairman apprenticeship scheme. I like that.
Apprenticeship scheme. Doesn't need to be a scheme. Maybe if you're scheming him.
Yeah. Now we just need to find a job for Jacko. What a turn here, by the way, by Lancashire. He's got runners, willing runners. Is he going to play any of them?
Oh, another nasty
Gets cut down.
trip from behind.
Let me know what you think. What job Jack should apply for. So I'm going to be mascot. Let me know what you think Jack should apply for. What's his role?
I would love to be like the
I got it. Gabonini's
like
gone.
the master
Jack.
brewer.
Gabonini's gone.
Yeah, that'd be nice. I was actually going to take also
You could
maybe
be
a lower
Tottenham's designated
role.
scout for Croatia.
Yeah, I mean, that's just my dream job of any sort, you know, so I'd absolutely take that. I was thinking I also, you know, if need be, if there was any sort of tips that were needed, you know, for, I don't know, kind of the brewers, you know, over at whatever Beavertown or something like that, you know, if there needed to be like I don't know, like an itch lager, something like that, an itch IPA. I could get into some kind of football themed beers or, you know, Spurs themed beers of some kind.
Well, Jack, we got rum bombs, so if we get, you know,
yeah,
that's something we can work
maybe
on.
a mixologist, a Spurs mixologist.
Yeah, Spurs. You could be the Spurs mixologist. We've already got our first drink for the shells. We got the rum bomb, and we could also have the Purinator. So what I'm thinking is we could do cans, but you know the way you've got like cocktail cans and stuff like that. So we can make a very good mix and do them in can form. So we've got rum bomb, we've got the Purinator. You need to come up with a few more. Nick says you can be T-Boy, Jack. It's a bit harsh.
Yeah. I'll take it.
Says Scammy Hammy says a few super chats and you might get enough. Trust me, it'd take more than a few, my man. Well, more than a few, brother. You know?
Iago.
Honestly, I'd want
Jamie
to be the
Donley.
size... Oh. But, honestly, we'd need to channel the size of the Sidemen channel, and even then you wouldn't still be able to afford to buy Spurs, lad.
Monkey Allen saying Dante Casanova midnight DJ on Emotion FM and Grand Theft Auto Vice City version. That's hilarious. Hilarious.
Oh, I like that from the coin. Van de Vodka. That's a good one. Jack, what about head cheese taster?
Not a big cheese person.
Derek Hutchinson has gone nice. He's gone technical advisor.
Ooh, good defending from Ashcroft. or 20 minutes here.
I reckon we set up a wrestling match at half-time with Chippy, and if I win, I'll get his job. Imagine just seeing the Irish Hotspur 5-star frog splash and Chippy at half-time.
Half-time fight with Chirpy.
Whatever you want
I
to
actually
call
would love to see mascot fights at halftime. I would love to see mascot fights at halftime.
Oh, Jack, that's something we need to put to the Premier League. At half-time, the two teams playing, their mascots fight each other. From now on, I'm just going to call
under a bit of pressure here. Stoke City inside our half.
Easily saved. Stoke are absolutely shit.
A Hill Messi Martini, says Tyler. Yeah, that's classy.
Night Show 80J, WWE pay-per-view, Dave versus Chirpy.
Paul Brown, thank you for the super chat, my man. He says hashtag Dave for Chirpy.
Yeah.
Listen, I mean, I appreciate that Dave is so willing to take on an important role at Tottenham Hotspur. I mean, there's everybody from the tea lady to Chirpy, and they're all very important roles. They are. I
just want to be a part of the club.
They make everything tick. And Ange Postecoglou, he's thinking about big changes in and around the football club. Maybe he's thinking about a change for Chirpy, and we're going to get Big Dave in there.
Look, Jack, right? I just want to be a part of the football club. It's all I've ever dreamed of. I don't care what my role is. I just want to be a part of the football club, right? And I think Chirpy's my way in.
Oh, Jamie Donley!
Oh, my God!
What?
I could take his job now.
I thought it was a certain goal. Jamie Donley just ruined the whole Stoke City team.
Oh, what a ball.
Oh,
William. Oh, no, Will.
What happened there? Was he just did it hit off the post? I think it hit off the post.
He went from Will Lancashire to Will out in betweeners. What have you done, my man? Unlucky. Next one, William.
I think it hit the post.
Yeah, it did hit the post.
At first, I thought he cleared it away. But I think it hit the post, and then it was cleared away. What play from Jamie Donley?
What ball?
Skinned their right wing back, and then just played the dime in behind. Oh, Donley!
Oh!
What a save! Looked like it deflected a bunch.
But Paul Brown, we're going to make you head of the campaign of Dave for Chirpy. So let me know how we're going to go about this, because I don't have any idea how to start up all this crap. So if anyone does, let me know how we go about starting the campaign, Dave for Chirpy. And what I'll do is I might make a few videos calling them out and then see if I can bait them into, put your job on the line sort of scenario.
Who has Chirpy's Twitter?
Oh, Paul.
We need to get a Twitter war with Chirpy.
We could start up a Twitter page, Dave for Chirpy. We're on it. I was going to play FIFA tonight.
Or just hashtag J for Chirpy,
Oh, here we go.
It'll be trending right next to it'll be trending right next to Dyer out and Levy out, Dave for Chirpy.
Top trend this week.
Top trend in Spurs this week. Dave for Chirpy.
Hopefully
Chirpy is already feeling the message. Hopefully Chirpy's already feeling the heat. The hairs on the back of its mascot's neck are standing.
We've also got an input from Dave Harris on the drink situation, Jack. Tequila Sunrise or the Madison Mojito? Ooh.
Wow, both of those are good. Tequila Sunrise just has to happen. I really did like the Hill Messi martini.
Like it.
There's something earlier as well that I enjoyed. A Vanda vodka is just, I think, a classic.
Yeah, it's a good one. Double distilled.
Because he's so composed. Romero, rom bomb, yeah, with the rum. Spurs just sort of playing around the back. Honestly, if this is what they're teaching at Stoke City, this is impressive. I mean, they're pretty much just teaching players just to walk around from left to right and make no challenge whatsoever.
Oh, it doesn't have the pace or the strength. Sorry, Jack. I thought Santiago was in. Oh,
no, it's all right. It's just Stoke City. I just love this anti-football that they're teaching over there.
It's atrocious if that's what they're being taught. It's atrocious.
You would think you might as well just go for it a little bit more.
Yeah, may as well. What
are they really learning playing this way? Like I said too, Dave, I think when you're playing this way at this level, I just don't think it's nearly as effective as it is at maybe a higher level.
Yeah.
At a higher level, you have more of a chance of turning the ball over, trying to hit them on the counter and on the transitions, and being a bit more clinical and more just punish. You can punish them more.
Yeah.
But this is just kind of Spurs really could just pass it among themselves for. I mean, they don't even need. It feels like Stoke would just watch them pass it back and forth, unless we really. Santiago here. Oh, they're just not giving any challenge to us whatsoever.
No, it's a joke. It's an absolute joke. Sorry I dragged you into this one, Jack. I promise next Mondays will be better. Jack could have been over there having more ram and playing FC24. I've dragged him into, this. But I do promise next one against Chelsea will be a bit more better, Jack, on a derby game.
At least we know that one person's going to wake up tomorrow with a bit of pressure, and it's going to be Chirpy. Chirpy's going to wake up, and his job is on the line. If anybody's ever had, somebody gunning for their job, it's chirpy now.
No, honestly, I want it trending. I actually do. So any channel you're in or anything
spots,
like that.
Dave, you need every spot. From the starting striker.
Yeah.
From the starting striker to the center mid, Dave. You need somebody, challenging. You need a backup chirpy. Your backup chirpy right now, trying to challenge for the first team.
Even better, Jacko, backup chirpy. So I can sit in the stands on standby. Awesome. Awesome. But look, Jack, how we get this campaign going. So everyone that tweets no matter what it is, at the end, hashtag Dave for Chirpy. Same on Instagram, across all your socials. And every single show we do, I want it started and ended with hashtag Dave for Chirpy. And that way we can get the noise out there. Then people start asking, what's all this about? And then we hit them. Bam! There's a quick leaflet, 8 bullet points, why Dave deserves to be chirpy. And then we get more people on board. I'm serious. People think I'm
Coin saying gonna wake up. Coin saying he's gonna wake up in his coop and check his phone to all this heat online. Dave about to choke this chicken.
Call me the Chirpmeister. Charles could be Prue. I could be Chirp.
Now, John. Swings it into the box.
Don't blow that, ref. That's soft. That's soft. It's going to be as soft as my chips are when I finish this.
Looks like one of the cars has left. Not sure which one.
Jack, DJ Samuel's hitting you up with a Doji spiced rum.
Doji spiced rum.
Not bad. Not bad.
Udoji shaken, not stirred.
Tom Harris says, big up Dave and Jack. It's been a little bit since I've been able to catch a stream. Tottenham aren't looking too bad, eh? My man, times have completely changed.
No, they're looking fine, my man.
And you know what? I'm enjoying every single moment of it, my man. Don't get me wrong, the days are getting longer, but I absolutely love every single minute of it. This roller coaster we're on, it's all the arguing, the conversations over players being shit and all that sort of stuff. It's gone. Now we can just talk about how class we are. Oozing class. That's exactly what we're doing, my man. Not only is it the senior team, it's also the under-21s. Win tonight, we stay top of the league, still in the cup, still in the Football League Cup as well. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant start for the whole club this season. Great to see you, Tom. How's life? Again, another Harris. So we've got Daniel Harris, Tom Harris, and you've got the big dog
Tom
Harris.
Harris Army.
Could have a Harris Army. Could have a long line of chirpies, Jack, in the family. Long lineage of chirpies.
I think the Dave Army feels like they need a second army, so they've decided to join up with the Harris armies.
Derek Hutchinson says Chirpy is ahead of Dyer in the pecking order. Timmy says these
Dan Davenport, Dave and Jack, we all laugh at Pochettino and Chelsea. What I would say in the context of Chelsea is I would never sell any of our beautiful, talented players to Chelsea, but we might have to just block their number because, they seem to buy anything that moves and anything that's under 21 pretty much. So we will have to, maybe block their number because they could be after all of our players.
Yeah.
The way they're buying guys.
Wouldn't surprise me if they end up coming in for a Doji.
They're trying to buy every under 23 talented player in the world.
Yeah. Who's the draft excluder behind the wall?
Might have been Ashcroft.
It's a great job.
No, I think it's John.
Oh!
Ooh, straight into the arms of Keeley.
Look how easy he deals with it. So confident.
Ooh.
Future Ireland number one.
Poro Pain, like champagne.
Oh. Geez, Jack, we could actually take over the beer market, the spirits market, and the champagne market. Right, people, let's fund Jack's mixology class.
Next year. Can he find him?
There we go, great
Oh,
ball.
it's a chance for Spurs to score.
Shoots
June
up
shoots up.
Oh, tries to squirt the line share. Oh! Santiago!
Wow, he had forever to wind up.
Yeah, it's okay.
He had all year.
Great play by Sunsup Bell again. Great defending.
Oh.
Goes with the outside of the boot shot. Santiago just didn't catch it clean. Still 2-0 to the good with 10 minutes to go. Stoke have given
Chelsea are buying anyone with 2 feet.
Oh, it's so true.
For a minimum of 30 million.
Skinny Lee says there for security. Yeah, I'll take that. Or ball boy. I'll take that either. I would actually like to be a match day mascot. Do you know the ones that walk out holding the player's hand? I'd love to do that. Never got to do it as a child.
Whose hand would you want to hold, Dave? Whose hand in the starting 11 would you want to hold walking out?
Oh, do you know what? I would love to hold Romero's hand on the way out, Jack, but I reckon he's one of them that when he shakes hands, he crunches your bones. You know, like that evil kid in school?
Yeah, I think, you probably wouldn't have a hand left.
Yeah, it's like that evil kid in school, you know, he grabs your hand and you can't just do a normal handshake. He's got crush your bones and shit. Yeah, I'd have to walk out beside Ron Bomb. Stand proud and tall, Jack. Funny as well. I wouldn't mind leading out.
Oh, nice touch from Santiago.
Oh, here we go. Referee.
Sir.
He could be going for assault and battery there.
The Abbott, has he been subbed into midfield at 14, number 14?
I'll tell you now.
Looks like someone subbed on. Lyons Foster might have moved back to center back. Or no, he already was. Sorry, he already was.
Yeah,
sorry.
Yeah, maybe you're right. Yeah, maybe Abbott is.
I think someone has come on.
Darrington. Under pressure. Wins the goal kick. Easy. Easy. Great defending. I think you're right, Jack. I think Abbott is on.
Another sub, looks like.
I don't know what the cameraman's doing, Jack. Yeah, Ashcroft
subbed off.
Robson
Tyler Robson.
He done all right when he came on against Colchester for a few minutes, actually.
Or no, what's his first name? Robson? Is it Tyler for Robson?
I can't even remember right now, Jacko.
I might have mixed it up with Tyler Ashcroft.
Come back to me tomorrow when I'm more awake. Great play by Donley. He's 82 minutes, 2-0 up, and he's still getting stuck in. Let's go get third. Kill them off completely.
I think the coin, if you were to do one off of Venom, I think you could do like a Venom drop, you know, like a lemon drop. I know the missus likes a lemon drop. You could do a Venom drop.
Or you could just put Venom across the car and you just buy it at your peril.
Nitro saying, David, wouldn't it be a bit weird seeing a grown man like yourself walking out with the kids holding Cootie's hands? I don't think there's anything weird with that.
It probably would, but I've never got to do it as a child. I don't think you're ever too old to fulfill your dreams, my man.
I would see nothing wrong with it.
Nope.
I think if you love the club that much, I think there's nothing wrong with it, really.
I'll give my beard a good trim, get my hair cut before I go out. Some people might think I might be Romero.
You need a tan.
Might end up getting a game.
Yeah, Dave.
Never know.
Max Robson. Thank you, Tyler.
That's it.
Good job, Tyler. Thank you, sir.
T-bombs on it. Craig, nice mop up. Snakebite Venom. There we are. Big up, Iceman. Iceman, hope to see you Friday for the fan show.
Oh, lovely work from Sayers. And on.
Tyler trying to hype me up, telling me we do look similar. I think a haircut or beard trim and
lovely from
about 10 stone lighter, Tyler. I think I'm there.
Lawrence Foster.
I was it.
Center back.
I was well executed stepovers. Oh, Stoke on the breakout. Oh, look at that. Santiago. Great defensive work. You see that cameraman behind the goal sitting on the beer crate. Why do I feel like that's what our cameraman looks like right now?
No, you can't do one off of Alfie Whiteman. That's a great one, though. Alfie White Russian. I mean, that's a great one. But no,
he doesn't deserve it.
It's just...
He's been a backup keeper all his life.
He's been a homegrown pawn.
There we go, Santiago. Go on, 2-step overs. Give it to me. Craig, line up the baby bomb.
Oh. Good work, Abbott.
Oh, it's like a Harris in his prime. Oh.
Good work, Abbott. Lovely. Niall John.
There he goes.
Still Niall John. Still Niall John.
There he goes.
Oh! Lovely bit of play. He's had a great game, Niall John.
The way he created that for himself, Jack. Opened it up for himself. Beats 2. Cuts in. Oh, just wide of the post. Good effort. Great play. Alfie White Russian. Too far, Mr. Colleen.
Now John. Craig. Out wide to Donley.
Let's have a Don bomb or
I mean, Craig is
Suns up. He deserves a goal.
Craig has just been rotating the ball. I mean, practically putting people to sleep the way he's been rotating the ball. I feel bad for him.
Oh, great ball around the corner.
He is a bit of a skip in that regard, though.
Yeah, very much like Skip. Like John, well took.
Oh, lovely from Niall John.
Tell that man to get his hands off the kid. Now, John.
Oh, he's had it. Oh, great bit of play.
Donley, since a bell.
Donley couldn't find the pass.
Oh, second by eye.
Great play from Niall John. He's had a great game.
Skip Jr. Santiago. Craig.
Sir!
10 out of 10 for the dive. Very good. Very good. He fooled me there. Look at the theatrics on this. Great play by Craig. Oh, you love to see it. And the anchor grab as well. Brilliant. Not only are we going to beat them on the pitch, we're going to beat them in theatrics.
Poro Secco. That is the one. Poro Secco and Poro Pain. Right? Because they're similar, Prosecco and Champagne. So Poro Pain, or your choice of Poro Pain or Poro Secco, sir.
Well, that's what we'll call him if he scores, Jack. We'll call it the Poro Secco. So we've got the rum bomb, we've got the Poro Secco. Now we need one for a doji.
Celebration, get the Poro Secco out.
Jeez, Jack, by the end of this, we're going to have your own Tottenham mixology school.
Donley. Nice ball out wide to Craig.
Don't forget, I haven't seen it in a while. Hashtag Dave for Chirpy.
Corner kick here for Spurs. Last few minutes here.
It's too easy.
Stoke City have no plan on trying to even go into our half. I think they have even forgotten what the grass or what the air is like in our side of the pitch.
Have they even had a game plan to even get back into this?
I can't even remember the last time a striker there's had a gulp of air on our side of the half.
We're just so dominant. Could have won this at least 7-8-0 with some of the chances we've had. Robson, tidy. Out to Santiago.
I mean, we've been going not even a half speed, like I would say a quarter speed.
It's 2-0 up in the first half. We didn't even get out of first gear.
Soon's up banger. Love it, Derek.
Ooh, that's a good one. I like that. Right, now next thing is we've got the list of drinks. Anyone be able to help us fund it, or to be able to help us, get in contact with the right people for them to make it? That's the next step.
Yeah, who knows the Bev department at Spurs?
What are they called? Brew? What's the one at Tottenham? What's it? Beehive
Lions
or whatever?
Foster is very good on the ball.
What is it, Jack? Beehive? What's the beer?
Beavertown?
That's the one. Beehive. Yeah, Beavertown. Tell them to hit the boys up at the IrishHotspur. We've got some drink names for them.
Sir! That's just disrespectful. You're 2-0 down.
We're on that. What sort of flavors are we talking about in the Destiny Daiquiri?
Oh, Spurs give it away.
Hyungmin Sambuca. It's not a bad one. Good ball by Craig. Now John tries to play. Oh, he picks it back up. And he goes safe. He's waiting for the final whistle. Craig. Santiago. Does he want to go? About 20 ball rolls there. Defender still doesn't want to tackle him. And a step over. And the fake Davy pump. Great ball to Craig. Craig, soft ball back. I think everyone just wants the final whistle right now. Job done. Tottenham Hotspur remain top of the league. How much more injury time is referee going to play? He played like 52 minutes in the first half. Stoke with the long throw. I bet they still wish they had Rory Delap. What a weapon that throw was. Where was that when he was playing for Ireland? Stoke on the break. First bit of intent they've had all game.
Oh, good run.
Well done, Max. Ref.
Good defending from Robson.
Wait. What was that?
Out of play.
Their
to no
academy is
one.
atrocious.
Sir.
Nitro 80G has just sent a tweet. Hashtag Dave for Chirpy. People get on it. Paul Brown says, if it gets trending, if you become mascot, can we get XXXXXXL flat caps? Yeah, look, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, for your chirpy costume.
Look, I think. Oh,
you need a flat cap for it.
Paul Brown, we'll have to get one specially made.
It'd be fun.
Postman Pat could get a hat to fit his head. We'll get one for Chirpy. Jack, you could be Poro's postman.
Yeah.
Can I have Postman Jack and Chirpy Dave? Come on, ref, just blow this up. I've got FIFA 24 to be playing.
Oh.
First, I have to get onto Twitter and get...
Stoke City, all of a sudden, they're trying to get a goal here, maybe a bit late.
Craig tidies up. He's good at that, to be fair to him, isn't he?
Who's number 15 here? Is this Rio? Yeah, Kiermonton.
Yeah. Yeah. By the way, no one ever take my pronunciations. Takes Jack ones. He's right.
I don't know his. I think I get his wrong. But Kiermonton, he's one of those that you're sort of talking about, right? Like one that's like really young, that's playing in the under-21s. Like, isn't he like 17 or something or 18?
Yeah.
I think Kiermonton, like he's super, super young.
And look at the size of him.
He was a good example of what you were talking about earlier. Like guys that are just going to be in this team for a long time. Great performance, 2-0 to the good. I would say maybe the big performance in this one, Niall John completely ran the show, dominated it. Jamie Donley, as per usual, just running the show as well. Junsu Bell had a very good first half. And I would say Spurs were just pretty much at cruising speed. What's slow, and maybe even something slower than cruising speed, like kind of like a lazy river speed of whatever kind. I don't know. It's just the mistakes that Stoke City made just sort of seemed to make their heads drop, made sort of Spurs just be able to also as well kind of operate at half capacity or half speed. Just, easy 2-0 win to the boys. And it's nice to see this academy just tearing team after team apart. It's sort of, like I said, an Ariana Grande kind of a thank you next sort of situation.
Yeah, look, Jack, it's not... Look, don't get me wrong, not the most exciting game we've watched in the under-21s this year. I've watched a lot more exciting games. But look, these away days, Monday night at Stoke, stuff like that, they had a game earlier on in the season against Derby. Similar, sat back. It took us a while to break them down. We ended up winning that one 2-0 as well. You're going to have the games like these, but these are the games, Jack, where... you have to get the points on the board, right? We're top of the league. If they win that under-21 league, all of a sudden, they give everyone, around the club, they have to look at them. They have to find an opportunity for them because everyone will be calling for at least someone to get an opportunity. So it's a great way for them to put pressure on the club to be able to give them an opportunity. They're still in the Football League trophy. They have another game coming up in that in the group soon. And then Monday night, they're in the cup against Chelsea. So hopefully, people, depending on what we do, we might do a watch-along for it as well. We'll wait and see. But, look, thanks everyone for tuning in tonight. Some good performances though, Jacko. Yeah, Donley, I thought he was good on the board. John ran the show, like you said. Sunset Bell, again, great endeavour down the right-hand side. Thought very unlucky not to get a goal. Thought his performance definitely warranted a goal for sure. But look, Jack, we keep moving. Still unbeaten on the under-21s. Still unbeaten on the senior team, my man. It's a good feeling.
Keep moving. Keep moving, like the boys have been saying, in the first team, stay down this path, keep pushing, keep progressing. And these are going to be guys that we're going to probably see for a long, long time continue to dominate the under-21 league and continue to dominate the Premier League or this under-21 Premier League. It's just going to be, I think, a period of dominance for Spurs because like Dave's brought up there, most of these guys are not 21 or kind of maybe in their last season of maybe being able to qualify for this under 21. Like they're going to be playing at this level for at least a couple of seasons or a few seasons in their cases. And some of them almost look too talented for even this level at only being 18 or 19. They even look too talented for this level. And that speaks a lot to this academy. Really looking forward to just seeing them have more and more moments to put their names on the map and sort of show what they're all about. And I hope Ange Postecoglou takes notice and, and in a few years down the road, we'll start to see these guys into the first team.
For sure. Look, let's see how the rest of the season goes. Big game in Liverpool at the weekend. Big game for the under-21s Monday night v Chelsea. A couple of things just before we go. Hashtag Day for Chirpy. Do not forget, we want to get that globing, trending absolutely globally. I want that job. We also need to get Jack in at the bar side of things. We think Tottenham are missing a trick. There's a few drinks that they could be selling, like the Paranator, the Rum Bomb, stuff like that, which we currently hold the naming rights to, so they can buy them off us if they want to. So, you want to speak to anyone in around Beavertown, tell them to hit your boys up. But look, that's it from us. Hashtag Chirpy. Come on, you Spurs. In the big hands we trust. In Wayne we trust the under-21 manager. In Donley, we trust, great player for the under-21s, and we never stop. Day for Chirpy.
Day for Chirpy. We never stop. See everybody. Come on, you Spurs.